Yesterday, Tom Pelissero of NFL Network reported that the 49ers had agreed to terms with former Rams outside linebacker Samson Ebukam to a 2-year, $12 million deal with an additional $1.5 million that could potentially be earned through incentives. If your initial reaction to the Ebukam signing was anything like mine, it was very underwhelming at first. It really was, considering the 49ers had a big need to add an edge rusher, a speed guy to slide into that D Ford role. And there were a lot of big names available. Guys like Bud Dupree, Carl Lawson, Trey Hendrickson, Matthew Judon, Yannick Ngakoue, Marcus Golden, and all those guys signed on the first day of free agency, or the first day of the legal tampering period, rather. And once their contract numbers came about, I've been feeling more and more hopeful, positive about this Ebukam signing. Bud Dupree signed with the Titans. His annual average value in his contract is $16 million. That's AAV. Then you have Carl Lawson, Trey Hendrickson. Lawson signed with the Jets. Hendrickson signed with the Bengals. Their AAV is $15 million. Judon was one of the Patriots' 6-7 free agent signings yesterday, $14 million AAV. Yannick Ngakoue, Las Vegas Raiders, $13 million AAV. Marcus Golden, who I've always really liked, is on the much cheaper end of that spectrum. He re-signed with the Arizona Cardinals, a 2-year, $9 million deal. So the 49ers were never really in play for those big name guys on the edge that were available in free agency. They just weren't, especially considering they have not locked up Trent Williams yet. So with the Ebukam signing, I think the 49ers are holding out hope that he could eventually become the team's version of Shaq Barrett, the phenom pass rusher of the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I draw the comparison between Ebukam and Barrett based on they have very similar measurables, and their career paths, their first 4 years in the NFL, are similar. Taking a look at their measurables, they're both around 6'1". Barrett's more heavy than Ebukam, but Ebukam is a much more explosive athlete. Neither Ebukam or Barrett received or participated in the NFL Combine. They had to showcase their skills at their respective schools' pro day. And at Ebukam's pro day, he ran reportedly a 4.45 40-yard dash. That was faster than his two wide receiver teammates that are both in the NFL, Cooper Kupp and Kendrick Bourne. So Ebukam is a very explosive athlete in comparison to Barrett. But looking at their first 4 years in the NFL, Barrett went undrafted. He was picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Denver Broncos, was on the practice squad his first 4 years, and then through his first 4 years in the NFL, from 2015 to 2018, when he was playing with guys like Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, later on, Bradley Chubb joined the team. He produced 14 sacks in those 4 years he was playing and 35 quarterback hits. Samson Ebukam was a 4th-round pick of the Los Angeles Rams, coming from Eastern Washington, never missed a game. Similar to Barrett, has excellent durability, which is very important on this 49ers team, a team that experienced so many injuries last year. So through his first 4 seasons, just like Barrett, 14 sacks and 28 quarterback hits. Looking at their snap counts, Ebukam played roughly 120 more snaps than Barrett his first 4 years in the league. So Barrett, slightly more productive and efficient as a pass rusher, but the overall production, Ebukam is not too far behind Barrett. So that's why there's this hope that maybe if he's utilized more as a blitzer in the 49ers defense, he can start to put up Barrett-like sack numbers. Ebukam's career high is 4.5, and Barrett was right around there as well before he went on to sign with the Buccaneers. After those first 4 years, he signed a 1-year, $4 million contract with the Buccaneers and had a league-leading 19.5 sacks in 2019. Since 2019, Barrett leads the NFC in both sacks and quarterback hits. So once he became a full-time starter, a pass rusher that was no longer really a complimentary, but an every down pass rusher, he absolutely exploded. So it could be possible that Ebukam has a similar experience in this 49ers defense. This is why I think it could happen. Going back to 2019, the most important player on the 49ers defense, in my opinion, was Dee Ford. The splits with him in and off the field were drastic. The defense was significantly better when he was on the field. He brought that element of speed, and that's exactly what Ebukam has. He's an elite athlete, so he should slide into that Dee Ford role very nicely and be that quality speed rusher off the edge that makes life easier for Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw. So that's the hope with Ebukam. Kerry Hyder was very solid last year, but he did not have that element of speed. So I'm very happy that the 49ers added speed to the edge this offseason and prioritized that. It was a reason why this last offseason, a year ago, I was pounding the table for the team to sign Marcus Golden because they desperately needed an insurance policy behind Dee Ford. Dee Ford will likely never play again for the 49ers. So it's very nice to have that speed component in place with Ebukam. So that's something to keep an eye on. And Ebukam was among the most efficient pass rushers in the NFL last season. He was only set on blitzes. Mind you, he was an outside linebacker for the Rams. He was only set on blitzes 29 times last season, had 13 quarterback pressures, and 4.5 sacks. So assuming the 49ers utilize Ebukam more as a blitzer, that sack number should skyrocket from that 4.5 number, which is why, given the fit and the opportunity, he could possibly have a Shaq Barrett-like influence on the 49ers defense. Plus, considering he's never missed a game in his NFL career, that's something all 49er fans should appreciate. Nick Newman, all 49er Sports Illustrated. Give me a follow on Twitter at NinerNick_22.